Have you taken a minute to think about what self-love means to you? What are you doing to self-love? During this episode, we will be exploring what self-love means to each one of us and exactly how we self-love. Woodland, would you mind sharing with us what you think?
Of course, of course. I have to say that I'm super happy we're talking about this because I feel like self-love is not something that that we think about often enough, and I don't think it's something that people understand often enough. I feel like we're always very harsh on ourselves, and we live in a world where we're constantly looking at social media, right? And on social media, more often than not, people are posting the best moments of their lives. So we spend our time comparing our daily lives to people's best days. And I think that's something that's really affecting us more than we think. So for me, self-love is something that I've only recently started to think about. Because before, I used to hear people say, I'm going on this self-love journey. I'm working on my self-love. And I thought, okay, great, good for you. This is not for me. I'm good. I already love myself. But I did not. Because I think self-love is in every little thing that we do, right? I think it's from choosing just to, being conscious of what we put in our bodies. If we love ourselves, then why would we choose, things that aren't good for us? I think it's relationships. I think it's choosing to be with someone who understands our worth. And I think that's not very simple because in order to be with someone that understands our worth, we need to understand what our worth is. And if we think of us as goddesses, and if we think of us as queens, I don't like using those words, but I will, then we only would accept what's best for us. And I've only realized that I didn't understand that concept when I was evaluating my relationships and then asking myself, why did I stay so long in that relationship? And most of the times it's because I didn't love myself enough, right? I didn't think that I was worth better. I didn't think that I could get better. So that said, how do I self-love? So for me, it's a daily thing for me. It's choosing to be kinder to myself. And I am kinder to myself now. And I don't compare myself to other people. I consciously don't compare myself to other people. And the only person that I compare myself to is who I was yesterday. And I love looking at my path and looking at where I come from and who I am now. And I like telling myself, I'm proud of you. I look at myself in the mirror every day and I tell myself I love my hair, and I tell myself, I literally do that. Like, I'm not just saying that.
I'm about to applaud.
No, I do that. I say, I love my nose. I love myself. I love my calves. I'm very insecure about my calves. I love my calves. I say that every single morning.
I love your calves, by the
way. So yeah, it's anyway, I think that people should take more time to really think about that concept. And I think once we're happy, I know I'm talking a lot, but once we're happy, if you're truly happy and at peace with yourself, you don't have time to hate other people. You know what I mean? You don't have time to envy other people because you're good. Instead, you just want to help other people grow with you. So yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this.
Oh, I'm glad as well. So I think what people, I think the misconception is, if you are going through a journey of self-love, you're conceited, or you're too involved with yourself, or people, if you ask a person, do you love yourself, they automatically like, well, doesn't everyone love themselves? It's simple enough. You would think, yes, I love it. So when I started my journey for self-love, I literally went online and I typed in, what does it mean to self-love? What does that mean? Because I had the wrong definition, like most people. So what I found out is basically the way you self-love is having high regards for yourself, for your thoughts, for your body, not putting everybody first and making sacrifices for everyone, and then not reaching your own goals. And basically making sure that the choices you make are choices that you're okay with, that you are going to be okay with living, not for the rest of your life, but for the moment at least. So when you wake up in the morning, be mindful of what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Are you waking with a positive thought, or are you waking up saying something like, oh my gosh, another day? You start with something positive, like, I did great at work yesterday. I'm looking forward to today, to as a good a day as yesterday. Basically take a look at your health, your fitness journey. That's about loving yourself as well, and with every relationship you have in your life, consider, are these people good enough to be in my life, or do I have any toxic relationships, and if somebody is not adding value to your life and is constantly criticizing you and think everything you do is not right, that person does not deserve to be in your life. And if you accept that, you're not practicing self-love. What do you think, Priska?
I I agree with you, Guardia. To be honest with you, I think self-love, take a lot of patience. You need to be persistent as a person. And also, I do think is forever evolving. And, it's not going to be from today to tomorrow. It takes a lifetime to accomplish. And I think on a daily basis, you're supposed to embrace your flaws, um, like you said, give yourself, wake up in the morning, with positive affirmations on a daily, and practice it. And it's a practice. It's not something that's gonna happen right away. Yes, there are going to be some day that you're going to wake up, on the wrong side of the bed. It's not gonna be oh, I'm positive, Betty right here. It's for me to say that, I would be totally lying to myself. You are going to have bad days, but at the same time, you could turn that bad day around, by being positive. It takes 1 second to change your thought, to change your mind. And I think if we practice it, I think maybe one day we'll be able to reach, fulfillment. I guess that bliss that we're looking for.
Ingrained in us.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to accomplish that. What do you think, Tal?
Well, there are a couple things that I like to do for self-love. I really, really enjoy taking time to self-care. So doing things like eating healthy foods. I'm really into herbal supplements now. So I've been researching different kind of supplements. I'm really into anything that helps to what are they called? I'm probably gonna get it wrong, but anything that really helps to support the body when it's going through stressful moments, because we're all going through something right now. We're all going through a pandemic that's pretty stressful. So anything that helps to support the body in that. I also take vitamins. I think that's also a good self-care practice.
Alicia, I think we're losing you a bit.
Oh no.
Yeah. You okay now, but don't turn away from your mic.
Yeah, I think you need to stay close to your mic.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. So self-care days, self-care hours. Sometimes it's just a cup of tea at the end of the night. And then I also like to, I like therapy. I love therapy. I love talking to my therapist. If he ever does watch these podcasts, hey Tom. And also
shout out to Tom.
Also, yeah, shout out to Tom. Also, I think journaling really helps. Having a good support group like you ladies, you guys are wonderful. That's also a good self-care practice. Surrounding yourself with positive energy. Yeah,
I love it. I love that you talked about therapy. I think
Yeah,
it's
I
something
know.
that
Oh,
people
yeah.
don't
It's
talk
one
about
thing
often
that,
enough.
we
That's
did
something
not
we
Yeah.
don't talk
mention.
about enough. I
Yeah.
agree.
And this is something that people don't value as well.
Right.
That's right.
Yes.
Well,
So
that's
that's
People
because
don't
of the
understand.
stigma attached to it.
Yeah, people
I
think you
think
have
that
to be
would be
like,
like a perfect subject for us to go over in one of the episodes that we're going to have later on.
We should.
yeah, we should
Absolutely.
definitely.
We will.
Yeah.
What do you think,
But
Jif?
Oh,
Oh, sorry, Tal, you weren't done, right?
oh no, I was done. But yeah, Jafar, what do you think?
I have to say, I would lie if I said this. The answer to this question came to me easily. Just like you guarded, I literally had to go and research self-love. But then I realized that maybe I could lie and say, "Oh yeah, I know what self-love is." Self-love is, but the first thing is to be honest with yourself. To me, that was the main important thing. And also be honest with, other people, you and people that are listening to me. Self-love is something that I realize it is the foundation to success
Mhm.
and as well as having a good quality of life. So for me, the way that I think of self-love, well, the before I used to associate self-love with narcissism. Like, okay, if I tell someone I love myself, they're going to think that, well, she's definitely a narcissist. She's in love with herself. until I realized on, a little journey, personal growth journey, that me finding the answer to what is happiness is I found that true happiness comes through helping others. So going through in my research of self-love, there are different type of self-love, like physical or self-love, self-care. You cannot really self-love without self-care.
Yeah, that's true.
So physical, social, emotional. And I found that for me, with the type of person that I am, social and not social, emotional and spiritual was kind of the most important to me because I really value mental health. So that's why the way that I self-care is through journaling, because it allows me to pour my emotions. I talk to my journal. I'm able to identify areas that I need to improve on, to plan, which is something that really helped me. If I'm starting to get anxious about something, planning really helps me. And I've also realized that helping others really helps me. It doesn't matter, like, if I'm going through something, but if I can feel that I can help someone, and it could be in any way, by giving them time and effort or a donation, anything where I'm actually helping someone or improving their life for just 1 second, to me, that's self-love, because by helping someone, I feel good about myself. So I talked about, emotional and spiritual, but I do practice physical self-care. I try to exercise. It doesn't always happen. And just like you said, Talisha, nutrition is very important to me. I try to follow like a low carb diet. I'm terrible with hydration. I need to improve on that. But so physical, that's what I do. Exercise and good nutrition. With emotional, I journal a lot and practice gratitude and giving. And I feel like there's something else.
I
Basically,
think you pretty much covered it
yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. But yeah, so these are the things that I do, and that's how I think of self-love. For me, self-love come through other people, and I'm happy that I was able to change my perspective of it from just, oh my God, I'm just such a bad person, to, you know what, I can love myself through loving others.
That's
I love
beautiful.
it.
I really appreciate
That's
that. That
good.
was really well
Yeah.
said and very beautiful. What
Thank
about you,
you.
Cassie? What do you think?
When we had the assignment of thinking about self-love, I think my first thing was kind of like saying no. Um, like you, Jifan, I love helping others. Like, and I feel like sometimes by saying yes to other people, I was not loving myself. I was saying yes just to please you, but not because I really wanted to. So I think loving myself meant saying no more often to people, to situations, to plans, and just being kinder to myself and taking time with myself. And I remember when Talisha was talking, and I was like, yeah, I am the kind of person that really wants to do things quick and like, okay, I have this to do, I need to do it and get it done and finish. No, and I realized that you just need to take time. Like sleeping is one of the things that I've been doing to self-love. Well, right now, since I'm on vacation, I don't do that.
I
But back
co-sign
at
that.
home, back at home,
Where you?
I am like a nap person. My friends call me grandma because there's a time during the day, like don't call me, don't text me, because this is my nap time. Like after work, I have to nap before I go exercise. So this is how I practice self-love, by sleeping, saying no. And one other thing I've been trying to do is being grateful. I think expressing gratitude, especially towards my family. And it goes back to like this COVID situation, which made me so grateful for people around me, people that I know care about me, that I used to take for granted. You did not value them in your life or having them there. So I think these ways are ways that I'm practicing self-love now. And I've understand something also, that the way you're practicing self-love one day might change like in a couple of weeks or next month. So for now, I think these are the ways that I've been practicing self-love. And I think so far, so good. I am on this journey. It's not perfect, but I am going through it. And yeah.
I really appreciate the fact that you said that like it's something that changes. So it's
Mhm.
not something that you it's not like you do the same
Absolutely.
thing every single time. Yeah, that's a really
Yeah, it's not
that's a
it's not going to be the same thing every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I mean,
very
the more
evolving.
we grow and we change,
Yeah.
so we
It
cannot
depends.
expect things in our life to stay the same forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. I agree.
It is a fine line, you know, how you practice self-love. And the one thing you mentioned that I really like is saying no, and it goes hand in hand with what I said before in terms of sacrificing yourself for other people. Learning to say no is, people don't realize how hard that can be sometimes. It's one of the
Oh,
hardest
so
things to
hard.
do. So it's whether it's towards family or friends or work obligations, um, learning to say no is one of the best way you could give yourself the opportunity to actually know what is important to you.
And
I
I
feel.
think I agree with that, because I think loving other people starts with loving yourself. And I don't know
Right.
if it's Oprah that said it, but she used a cup as an example, and she said your cup has to be full. And then once your cup is full, then it
Then you
overflows.
can, yes.
And then you
Yeah.
love people from your overflow. And that's why I said, if you truly love yourself and you're truly happy, then all you would want to do is
Mm,
help people,
exactly.
get there as well.
Make-
So
Yep.
I really think that it starts with loving yourself. And I
Exactly.
love what Sarah said when she said that it's a daily practice. And then I think you said it as well, Cassie, that it's not it's our self-love journey is not a perfect journey, because we're going to have hard days, but it's persisting. It's making a habit out of consciously loving yourself. And I think that's what we need to work on daily and not give up until we
And
master it.
sometimes it's saying no to yourself. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we have bad habits.
It is.
Right.
I've learned to say no to myself. Like,
It is.
this is something that is really hard. Saying no to others is hard, but saying no to yourself is so much
Even
harder.
harder. Yeah.
And oh
Do
my
you think
gosh,
so?
I've
I think
had
I say no to myself all the time. I think I find it harder to say no to other people than it is, because I can easily work it out in my mind why I'm saying no and why I should not do that. But me saying
Yeah.
no to somebody else, it makes me sometimes you feel guilty, like
guarded.
helping
Exactly. You
saying
feel guilty
no,
about
you know?
that.
Let me tell you something, guarded. Like, I find it so hard to say no to myself. For example,
Really?
the things that I want to do.
What,
And if I know that, okay, I want to do this, but it's not good for me. So how do you say no to yourself? So this I don't know, but to me, it's harder to say no to myself.
No, I
To
get
other
that.
people, I think I've been practicing this for so long that now it comes like, no. At work, I'm like, no, I can't stay. I can't do this. No, I have to sleep. I'm sorry.
She's the
But
queen of
saying
no,
no
guys.
to
We're not gonna
myself
ask her anything
when
from
it's
now
something
on.
that I want, huh?
I said from now on we're not asking you anything. You're the queen of no.
But yeah, saying no to myself, I find it really hard to do.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So any areas that you guys feel needs improvement personally?
For
As far
self-love?
For
as
self-love.
yeah, like so we've talked about the things that we're doing that we found helpful, but
Mhm.
anything that you would like to incorporate in that you're working on that you think would actually help you even more?
Well,
I think
currently for me is nutrition wise. I see you guys mention in terms of
Physical
having a low
self-care.
carb diet or taking supplements. I've been in this mindset that I will never get sick.
That's good. That's good.
But I'm getting old
Well,
now,
that's
so
good though.
But
that's good.
because you're
Think
taking
positively.
it, like, you know,
Yeah.
exactly.
yes,
Yeah.
it's okay to be positive, but at the same time, once you cross that, well, should I say the
Yeah.
number? I shouldn't say the number. But once you cross a certain number,
Once you
You
put
know.
25,
25.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm 21, so
25.
And
Once
I'm
you
right
cross
behind
that
you. I'm
number,
22.
Yes, Stefan, of course.
it's not things don't work as well as they used to. So
if you
taking better
think
care
it,
of
then
yourself is,
you.
Yeah.
what was
I
that, Sarah?
If you think it, yeah, I say if you think it, it's going to happen. Like,
Well, even
keep
if you don't
thinking
think
that.
it's happening. So, yeah, taking
To
better care of
me.
yourself in terms of fitness and taking, a daily supplement is what I'm working on and what I've not been doing well on. So this week, I did my 1 mile trail that's starting on Monday, so that's working well. So there are constantly things that we have to work on, and I'm glad you asked that question, Jason. So, what about you, Tal? What are you working on that you think?
well, first of all, good job for that 1 mile. That's amazing.
I
'Cause,
know.
I'm not even close to that this week, so that's wonderful. But yeah, like I'm with you guys. Like when Cassie and Garden, like I have a hard time saying no to myself too. Sometimes I have a hard time disciplining myself too. It's easy to to slack off on certain things like fitness. Yeah, I am a health guru. Like I care about what I put into my body, but try to get me to the gym, like that's that's an uphill battle. And that's something I'm trying to change, and I'm trying to like improve in myself too. But yeah, that's, I guess, to answer your question, Jafan, like that's something, that's an area that I require some work on. I think I'll get there one day. I'm just not at the point
Of course you will.
It's
Um,
every day. You work on it every day.
yeah.
For me, it's very simple. I just want to be kind to myself because it's not every day that I am. And when I say kind, just how I talk to myself. I wish I could do the same thing you do, Woodland. You know, look in the mirror and be like, "You rock, girl."
It works.
I don't talk,
Starting to believe it.
but yes, that's my goal. Is just to be more kind to myself, because I do believe that I am very kind to other people, but I'm not always kind to myself. So that's one
Oh,
thing
I
that
love
I wish to improve on.
Okay. For me, I think it comes to dropping toxic people. This is something that I've been working on.
Yeah,
Toxic relationships.
You have
I'm with you on that.
Setting
Yeah, I've
toxic
been doing that
relationship, toxic
Mhm.
people in your life. And I think by loving yourself, this is something that you have to do. If you love yourself enough, you have to have a circle of people that contribute to that self-love.
Right.
And
Yes,
when
I
you
agree.
circle yourself with toxic people and people that are not good for you, but there's also that emotional factor, like people that, oh my gosh, I've known her since, or I love him, or this is someone that I've been friends with for da 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 years, and you have that, like, that attachment, that, like, you know, that you can't get rid of people. So to me, it's been really hard trying to let people that I know that are not good for me go, let them go, not having them in my life.
History doesn't
But this is
necessarily
something that I
follow
really
you.
need to improve on, and being okay with the fact that, okay, these people are not good for you, just to let them go. Even though they come back with the best promises or whatever it is, just know when to be like, okay,
This is done.
peace out, go. You know what? And that doesn't mean that you cannot communicate to these people. Just know that they don't have this importance in your life. To me, this is what I've been kind of like struggling with, because I mean, loving people and being attached to people, I think, is my, how can I say that, my Achilles heel. Is that what they call it? Like something that, yeah, exactly. So I think this is one of the things that I really need to work on, and knowing, okay, this is the time. Everything has a time limit. Like people, there's a time for them to go and to change. So I need to be okay with that. Not just to let them go, but to be okay with the fact that this is the time for their time in my story, or their part in my life story is over. It's time to move on. It's time for the sequel. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm glad.
I'm
Like,
curious. Like, how do you do that? Because I'm going through. Oh, wait a minute. We're about
no,
to
I was gonna say, like,
No,
you know,
you're
I'm
good.
glad that she said that, because, like, you know, I think I've been going through the same thing, and the thing that I kind of do to help me is, like, I create a list, like, you know, to see what positive aspect or negative aspect that the person is adding into my life, and, like, you know, by
yeah, pros
yeah. And
We love your list,
to be
Sarah.
honest with you, I do, and it works. You know, it really works. To be honest with you, try it. It works, and I you know, I've been living by it, and I'm blown. Like, seriously.
I find
But
it's
anyway.
hard, especially
love
when
it.
it's someone that's close to you, and then like it's a family member that brings negative around energy with them, and that energy negatively impacts you. I think it's kind of hard for me. I think that's what I struggle with the most, and what I try to do is just limit my time with them.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I
Exactly.
can't completely.
That's a really good
You're
one.
right. Yeah, exactly.
And then,
that's
like,
what
also,
I do.
yeah, also going into that relationship with certain expectations. Like, no,
Right.
if you talk to them about this thing, like, don't expect
That's
them
what-
to be like happy for you, or
Mhm.
you know, just so you don't let
Exactly.
yourself down. It's unfortunate.
And it's good to create boundaries. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, family, friends, whoever you are, it's good to create boundaries.
Mhm.
I agree.
Yeah.
More people that are saying no. More no's.
No.
I love the idea of the list, though. The list really,
It
you know,
works.
it makes things look a little technical. You know,
Yes,
yes or
it's
nay.
like you're completely impartial. This
Exactly.
is a fact.
And it's like more me saying to myself, am I being like, rational or irrational about that situation, and seeing the facts in front of me is going to help me with my decision, So yeah, I think it works. Try it.
I love it.
I am going to try that, Sarah. I will tell you how it goes. Because this is something that I haven't done. I've tried the staying away, but have you ever had someone in your life that you feel like don't want to let you go? Like you can be like, okay, I need to, and then they're like, nope, I'm still gonna be right here. Especially with technology.
You cannot
technology
control
make everything
actions, but
so
you
hard.
can control your own. You cannot control other people's action, but you can control your own. Even though they don't want to let go, you can let go.
You can let them go.
Yeah.
Decline. You could decline. Mute button. There's a lot of stuff you could do.
Yes. Oh,
There's a lot of stuff
be
you could do.
respectful about it. Just, I've only had to do that with one person. I'm like, you know what? I don't really like your energy at all. And at this point in my life, I don't need that kind of energy around me at all. So please, I'm
That is
gonna be,
respectful.
it was nice knowing you, but I'm actually going to block you. Have a nice
That is
life.
so upfront.
But it's
That is very upfront. That's very bold of you.
Oh,
That's
that
very
is
bold.
me,
Yeah,
though.
it is.
That is me, though. I'm not, because I would not appreciate if someone, like they say, ghost me. Like, I just don't never hear about it. I feel like people deserve closure. I
need
you
closure, so
but
I get it.
yes, exactly. So I'll be like, you know what? And I'm going to block you after this message. I hope you understand. It's for my own sanity. So just please stay away.
Wow.
Wow.
That's really bold.
That is really bold, Jifan.
That is really
He
bold.
has it down pat though. I bet you that person never came back, did they?
No, because it's not. I didn't leave them wondering what happened.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really give a choice, but I have to. I guess that's a way of self-care, of self-love and self-care. It was for my own good. So I'm sorry.
Have you done this more than once? Do you make a habit of this?
I don't.
Like, should I be scared?
Oh my goodness.
That was a great question, Tom.
Like, no, I'm the type of person, though, I look at patterns. So if someone does something, it's just that one time and we talk about it and that's it, it's resolved, then okay. But if I tell you I don't like something and you tell me, okay, I'm going to fix it, then you do it again, then okay. Some people would not even be as nice and give you a warning. They would just block you.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
I
crazy.
did not make a habit of it. I've only done it once, actually.
Yeah.
That's
Wow. Thank you, ladies, so much for sharing. This was such a great conversation.
It was.
It's basically we touched everything. I believe we touched everything in terms of self-love
I think we did.
the different methods that we can practice self-love. What I would like to leave with our audience is be mindful of what you think and what you feel and what you want, and live your life in a way that reflects those choices. So if you enjoyed our episode, please be sure to check us out on Instagram and on Facebook, on YouTube. Our episode goes on every Thursday, and thank you for watching.